The monsters you walk past without noticing. Most people believe monsters hide in shadows. The truth is much colder. They walk beside you in daylight. You've met them at work. You've dated them. You've trusted them. You've admired them. You've feared them without understanding why. Psychologists call them the Dark Triad: Narcissism, Machiavellianism, Psychopathy. Three personalities so destructive yet so common that avoiding them is almost impossible. They don't look dangerous. They don't act dangerous. They don't announce themselves. They infiltrate with charm, with confidence, with strategy, with silence. And the most chilling part? You don't recognize them until the damage has already begun. Your lost energy, your broken boundaries, your exhaustion, your confusion, your guilt, your self-doubt. These weren't accidents. They were side effects. If someone's face flashed in your mind, if a name tightened your chest, if a memory resurfaced, you've already met them. This is not a warning. This is a reminder. You survived something you didn't have the language to describe until now.
Number 10. The smile that wants admiration, not connection. Narcissism. Narcissists don't seek love. They seek reflection, a polished mirror that throws their self-image back at them. He met one at work, confident, charismatic, magnetic enough to make everyone lean in. But slowly, the cracks appeared. Every conversation rerouted back to them. Every compliment absorbed like oxygen. Every boundary dismissed as inconvenience. Every criticism treated as betrayal. Narcissists survive through extraction, attention, validation, admiration, not affection, not intimacy. They drain the room while pretending to brighten it. Human trigger. They don't crave your love, they crave your applause. Emotion shift. Recognition to unease. You didn't disappoint them, you stopped feeding them.
Number 9. The person who keeps score when no one else is playing. Narcissistic entitlement. Entitlement is narcissism sharpened. He once knew someone who believed the world owed them time, effort, forgiveness, attention. They took favors as if they were rights. They took sympathy as if it were currency. They took advantage as if it were their destiny. When they failed, they blamed the environment. When they succeeded, they demanded worship. Their worldview is simple. I deserve more because I am me. And if you ever asked for reciprocity, something terrifying happened. They acted offended, as if fairness was a personal attack. Human trigger. Their entitlement grows every time you let them win. Emotion shift. Unease to clarity. You weren't treated unfairly, you were treated as inferior.
Number 8. The friend who manipulates with compliments. Machiavellian soft power. Machiavellians merely shout. They whisper. He met one who used flattery like a tool, not to uplift, but to disarm. You're the only one I trust. You're smarter than the others. You understand me better than they do. These weren't compliments. These were fishing lines, hooks wrapped in honey. Once you felt special, they began shaping you. Your decisions, your choices, your loyalties. Machiavellians don't manipulate emotions. They manipulate beliefs, especially the beliefs you have about yourself. Human trigger. Manipulation works best when it sounds like affection. Emotion shift. Clarity to suspicion. They didn't admire you. They calibrated you.
Number 7. The strategist who studies weakness instead of connections. Pure Machiavellianism. Some people listen to understand. Machiavellians listen to exploit. He noticed the pattern. Every vulnerability he shared later appeared as a strategic weapon. Mention stress at work, they'd use it to gain influence. Mention financial pressure, they'd use it to extract favors. Mention insecurity, they'd use it to destabilize confidence. They don't form relationships, they form leverage, and they operate quietly. No emotional storms, no dramatic reactions. Just subtle maneuvers that shift power in their direction. Human trigger? To a Machiavellian, your weakness isn't a burden, it's an opportunity. Emotion shift? Suspicion to alarm. They didn't memorize your secrets, they archived them.
Number 6. The person who feels nothing when they hurt you. Low-level psychopathy. Most people imagine psychopaths as violent criminals, but the everyday version is far colder, emotionally hollow. He encountered one who could apologize perfectly, tone correct, words flawless, body language polished. Yet there was no remorse, no guilt, no discomfort, no emotional residue. This is affective detachment, the inability to feel the weight of their own actions. They hurt people not because they want to, but because they don't notice or don't care about the harm. Human trigger. Psychopathy is defined not by cruelty, but by absence of consequence. Emotion shift. Alarm to disbelief. You weren't ignored, you were irrelevant. Number 5. The boundary breaker who studies your reactions. Predatory psychopathy. A true everyday psychopath pushes boundaries not for pleasure, but for data. He met one who tested people with small violations. A rude joke, a subtle insult, a breach of privacy, an uninvited touch. Not to shock, to observe, to measure, to calculate, to determine how far they could go before consequences appeared. And if you didn't resist, if you stayed silent, if you rationalized it, they escalated. Human trigger. Predators don't hunt first, they test. Emotion shift. Disbelief to tension. You weren't too forgiving, you were being profiled.
Number 4. The person who mimics emotion instead of feeling it. Psychopaths aren't emotionless. They're performance artists. He knew one who cried on command, yet felt nothing. Comforted others, yet absorbed nothing. Used emotional stories like props in a script. They imitate empathy through observation, not feeling. Watch how people react, copy the pattern, deploy it when useful. This is emotional mimicry, a survival tool that turns authenticity into strategy. Human trigger. Fake empathy is more dangerous than none at all. Emotion shift. Tension to chill. They didn't care for you. They rehearsed you.
Number 3. The one who discards you when you're no longer useful. Dark Triad personalities share one brutal trait. People are disposable. He was close to someone who vanished overnight. No explanation, no closure, no guilt. They simply drained all the value he offered and moved on. Dark Triad individuals don't break relationships, they complete them. Once your utility ends, so does your existence in their world. Human trigger. To them, connection means temporary function. Emotion shift. Chill to collapse. You weren't rejected, you were depleted.
Number 2. The combination monster. All 3 in one. Some people don't possess one dark triad trait. They possess all 3. Manipulative like a Machiavellian, self-obsessed like a narcissist, emotionless like a psychopath. He once met someone like that. Every interaction felt engineered. Every compliment felt like bait. Every apology felt scripted. Every argument felt rehearsed. They played people like instruments, tuning emotions, pulling strings, silencing doubts. And the worst part? Their charm was flawless. Dark Triad hybrids don't resemble villains. They resemble leaders, lovers, mentors, friends. Human trigger. The most dangerous personalities are the ones you admire first. Emotions shift. Collapse to awareness. They didn't deceive you.
They curated you. Number 1. The Dark Triad you become without noticing. Here is the truth no one wants to admit. You've met the Dark Triad, but you've also absorbed parts of it. A little manipulation to protect yourself. A little narcissism to feel valued. A little coldness to avoid pain. A little strategy to survive chaos. Traits spread by contact. Hurt, wounds, lessons, adaptation. The people who damaged you left blueprints behind, and your survival instincts followed them. This isn't an accusation, it's recognition. Human trigger. We become fragments of the people who taught us how to survive. Emotion shift. Awareness to quiet shock. You didn't inherit the darkness. You learned it.
The Dark Triad you must learn to see. Think of the 3 faces: the narcissist, the manipulator, the emotionless predator. Now think of the faces you've encountered. The colleague who drained your energy, the friend who used your secrets, the partner who played with your hope, the leader who demanded loyalty but gave nothing back, the stranger who smiled with eyes that never warmed. Recognition is not fear, it's liberation. Because once you see the pattern, you stop being the prey. If someone came to mind, a memory, a conversation, a voice you still hear when you try to sleep, your mind wasn't accusing them, it was finally identifying them. Awareness is the first boundary. Distance is the second. Recovery is the third. And if you're still here, still reading, still feeling the echo of someone who once drained you, your healing has already begun. Share this video before someone else mistakes darkness for personality.